Today at 6, a dramatic change in economic direction, the biggest tax cuts in half a century, in a radical bid to kickstart growth. Not a traditional budget, but the Chancellor brought in sweeping changes, including a penny off the basic rate of income tax and abolishing the 45% rate.
We promised a new approach for a new era. We promised to release the enormous potential of this country. Our growth plan has delivered all those promises and more.
Stamp duty thresholds will rise and the cap on bankers' bonuses is lifted, but the pound tumbles following the announcement. Labour condemned the plan as a dangerous risk.
The Prime Minister and Chancellor are like two desperate gamblers in a casino, chasing a losing run.
For people grappling with the soaring cost of living, what do they make of the Chancellor's announcement?
Yeah, so I'm not going to pay stamp duty. I found that out this morning. That's good.
It's a trickle-down budget. Sometime in the future, we may see a benefit if all goes well, but the poor need help right now.
We'll be looking at what the changes will mean for you amid questions about how the government is going to pay for this. Also on the programme. The first woman to win the Booker Prize twice, the celebrated author Dame Hilary Mantel, has died at the age of 70.
And coming up on the BBC News Channel, Nations League relegation to avoid and a World Cup to prepare for as well. A lot for Gareth Southgate's England to consider against Italy in Milan tonight.
Good evening. The biggest tax cuts of any budget for half a century have been announced by the Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng in a massive overhaul of the public finances. Mr Kwarteng announced two big changes to income tax in England, Wales and Northern Ireland from next April. The basic rate will be cut from 20% to 19%. And the top rate, which is currently 45% and paid by those earning over £150,000, is being abolished. There are also changes to stamp duty on house buying in England and Northern Ireland, which will come in immediately. The threshold at which you start to pay on a property is being raised to £250,000, and it'll be £425,000 for first-time buyers. A 1.25% rise in national insurance, which was introduced in April, will be reversed across the UK from November the 6th. A planned increase of 25% in corporation tax, that's the amount that companies pay on their profits, is being scrapped. It'll remain at 19%. And the cap on bankers' bonuses, which limited them to twice the salary level, is also being axed. Well, the Chancellor said it was a new approach for a new era focused on growth. But Labour called the government desperate gamblers in a casino chasing a losing run. We'll have analysis and reaction as the pound falls sharply in response to the plans. But first, our first report is from our political editor, Chris Mason.
Shall we afford these tax cuts, Chancellor?
Technically, this wasn't even a budget. In reality,